we can use it outside the for the global scope. So the global keyword. So for that, what we have to do is, so the global keyword is used to access a global variable from within a function. See, it can be accessed outside of function. You can see the difference. We have to access outside of functions. And the second thing is, the global keyword is used to access a global variable from within a function. So to do this, we have to use the global keyword before the variables. जैसे कि हम लोग ने लिखा डॉलर ए बी सी, सो ए बी सी के पहले हम लोग को डॉलर के पहले हम लोग को लिखना पड़ेगा ग्लोबल. That is a global dollar a b c, and then we have to start with our next function. PHP also stores all global variables in an array called $global index. We will see what is an array. Okay, so what does the PHP do? It stores all global variables in an array called $globals index. The index holds the name of the variable. This array is also accessible from within functions and can be used to update global variables directly. The index holds the name of the variable. This array is also accessible from within the functions and can be used to update global variables directly. Okay. Next, PHP also stores all global variables in an array called $global index. See, the thing is over here that is same. Okay, it's the same thing we have repeated over here, that it holds the name of the variable, and we can this array we can accessible from within functions and can be used to update global variables directly. So what is the static keywords? The static keyword means when a function is completed or executed, all of its variables are deleted. उसके जो भी variables होते हैं वो क्या हो जाते हैं, delete हो जाते हैं. However, sometimes we want a local variable not to be deleted. मतलब कभी कभी वो चीजें local में available होती है and कभी कभी वो चीजें local में available नहीं भी होती है. तो कभी कभार हमें चाहिए वो चीजें होनी चाहिए, कभी कभी हमें चाहिए कि वो चीजें नहीं होनी चाहिए. So this is the static keyword. Now this means these are the three types of your variable scopes: global, local, global, and statics. Your global and local scopes can be accessed outside a function, and static keywords means it is going to execute. It is a function, and is when a function is completely executed, all of its variable are deleted. Now next, PHP data types. Now, variables means what? It can store data of different types, and different data types can do different things. So, PHP supports the total 8 data types. PHP supports 8 data types which we use to construct our variables. So, the 8 data types are, now see how you have to remember कि कितने data types हैं. So, see data type, DATATYPE. Letters are 8. So, in this way, you can remember 8. Okay, see data type means how many letters we are having in the data type. Data type we are having 8 letters, and how much we are having the thing over the data type, we are having the 8 data type. Okay, so which other 8 data types are? Integer, doubles, booleans, null, string, array, object, and resources. Repeating: integers, doubles, booleans, null, strings, array, objects, and resources. So these are the 8 data types. Now moving with one data types. Integers. What does the integers do? Integers are always whole numbers. Integers are always whole numbers without a decimal point, like 4195. Like 4195. So this is a integers. Now integers can be your, an integer must have at least one digit. What are the rules for integers? The rules for integers are, an integer must have at least one digit. An integer must not have a decimal point. Integer में कभी भी decimal point नहीं आएगा. An integer can be either positive or negative. Okay, your integer can be a positive or negative. Integers can be specified in 3 formats: decimal, hexadecimal, or octet. Again, I am repeating: integers See, these are the things for the integers. Integers are the whole numbers without a decimal point like 4195. They're the simplest type. They correspond to the simple whole numbers, both positive and negatives. Integers are assigned to the variables or they can be expression like anything. Integers can be used in the three formats: decimal, octal, hexadecimal. Okay. By default it's a decimal format. Octal integers are specified with the leading 0 and hexadecimal leading with a 0x. Okay. Now next, doubles. Doubles means the floating point numbers, or we can say as a pointer. So they are like 3.14159 or 49.1. By default, double print with the minimum number of decimal places needed. Okay, means we can use the number of points. We can also call it as a floating point number. Doubles means double thing over there. We can also say it as a floats, doubles or real numbers, are decimal, fractional numbers or number in exponential form. Exponential form means e raised to x, 4e minus 10, e raised to 0, anything log raised to 2, anything that we require. That is your floating point numbers in the doubles. Your third is the boolean. Boolean means there are only two possible values, either true or false. So PHP provides a couple of constants especially for the user as booleans, that is true or false. That is true or false. Next is the null. Null is what? It is a special type that has only one value. It is a special type that is null value. Whenever we want to represent empty variables, whenever we want to represent empty variables in PHP, null is a special data type which can have only one value. Null. It has no value assigned to it. It has no value assigned to it. We have to use to represent empty variables in PHP. We have to represent empty variables in PHP. One more point over here is that if a variable is created without a value, if a variable is created without a value, it is automatically assigned a value of null. Suppose you have forget to take a value, आपने कोई भी एक data type लेना भूल गए, तो by default it will take the value of null. Okay, so we have done with the four data types, that is integers, doubles, boolean, null. Next is your strings. What is a string? String means variable can store data of different types and different data types can do different things. So what is a string? String is nothing but a text. String is nothing but a text which is a sequence of characters. It is a text which is a sequence of characters. And we have to write this string always in the double inverted quote. We can use this double quote as a single or double. It depends upon us. Okay. String means a sequence of characters. So see, we have given the example like PHP supports string operations. We have written the double quotation mark. Here are no artificial limits on string length. Within the bounds of available memory, we can able to make arbitrarily long string. मतलब जितना हमें चाहिए हम लोग उतना उसको long बना सकते हैं because it is nothing but a sequence of characters. Strings that are delimited by double quote are pre-processed in both the following in two ways. So these are the various things that we are going to see in the next thing. So we have to just go through with the string. That what is a string? String is nothing but the sequence of characters. Okay. Next, array. So what is an array? Array is nothing but a multiple values that can hold more than one value at a time. Array means multiple values in a one variables. Suppose in the following example, $cars is an array. So the PHP where dump function returns the data type and value. So what is an array? An array is a variable that can hold more than one value at a time. Array means it can hold more than one value at a time. So the means example I'm telling over you is see array 3. Okay, means what it will take at a time, how much value it will take at a time, 3 value. So we have to define it with the variable, then we can define with the square bracket 0, then double invert equal to mark, arrow, string. String means what? String means the sequence of characters. Now suppose I am taking the string 3, means I am going to define it as the 3 string values. So first is Z value, okay, string 3 Z. Then first value. Then string, how much characters I am taking? Suppose I am taking the 5 characters. So 5. Then in the 5 what it will come? Suppose in the 5 I am taking the any that is value green. I am taking the value as a green. Okay. Now second is string 4 blue. So I have given you the example in the chat box. See, array 3 means 3 value 0, 1 and 2. Then I am defining the string 3. 3 means 3 letters R E D. Then string 5. 5 letters are G R E E and that is a 5 letters. And third array is string 4. 4 letters that is B L U E. So this is the type of an array which can hold multiple values in a single variable. Okay, clear with this much? Okay. Now next things are the object. So what is an object? An object is a data type which that can not only allow storing data but also information on how to process that data. Repeating, an object is a data type that not only allows storing data but also information on how to process that data. An object is an instance of a class. Instance matlab we can say replica of an class. A class is a template or for objects and an object is an instance of a class. Note down this point. A class is a template for object and an object is an instance of a class. Okay. When the individual objects are created, they inherit all the properties. They inherit all the properties and behaviors from the class, but each object will have different values for the properties. Will have different properties, different value for the properties. So let's assume we have a class named car. Okay, we have a class named car. A car can have properties like model, color, etc. So we can define variables like dollar with model, dollar color, and so on to hold the values of these properties. Now, when the individual objects like Volvo, BMW, Toyota, etc. are created, when the individual objects Volvo, BMW, Toyota, etc. are created, they inherit all the properties. They inherit all the properties and behaviors from the class, but each object will have different values for the properties. Each object will have different values for the property. So we can have an means suppose I am telling you the code. I'm explaining you the code. Suppose we are having HTML, body, PHP. Now I am creating a class called car. I'm again creating a function car. Now in the function car, I'm providing the variable model and I'm defining as a BMW. I'm defining as a BMW, closing the function and closing the class. Now when I want to create an object, so I'm creating an object, a new object. Okay, and I'm creating a new object. Suppose dollar. Again, tell me the book. Dollar book is equal to new car. Dollar is equal to new car. Dollar new car. And I'm echo. Echo means I'm taking the values. year B books model. So it will take the model, which value it is going to take the model value from the class, and is going to give as the output as a BMW. Means I'm just going to create a small object, and it is going to take, first we have to declare the class of an object. Okay, first we have to create a we have to declare the class of an object. For this we use the class keyword. तो उसके लिए हमको class का keyword use करना पड़ता है. And what is a class? A class is a structure that contains properties and methods. A class is a structure that can contain properties and methods. Objects are created via the new keyword. Objects are created via the new keyword. I will show you the example. Wait. I'm sharing the screen over here. Now we'll go to the search button. We'll tap as a notepad. Go to the notepad. Now on the notepad, I'm going to write the code of for the object. Okay. Now, okay. So how we are going to write the object? First code is HTML. Okay, HTML. Okay. Then body. Then starting with the PHP code PHP. Okay. Now, see, I'm writing the code. You just let me know what is the different thing we have studied over here. Class, car. Okay. Function, car. See, I'm creating a variable over here. This is how we have to create a variable. Okay, so you can see in the notepad, you can see the notepad that this is the code we have written HTML body PHP. So sir, we have defined your word with the word class. Okay, here is an class car. So we have created a class car. Now after creating the class, we have to call it as a function car. Now what is this? Can anyone tell me what I've highlighted the word? What is this? This is a variable that we have declared. This is a variable we have declared, and we have to declare the variable as an this name, and then we have defined the variable as a bmw. So here we have closing the class, and here you are closing the function. Now we are again creating a new variable. Now okay, now whenever we want to create a new variable, we have to write another variable name. So I have created a new variable that her b. Now, when I want to create a new variable, I have to give the name as a new keyword. Okay. When I want to create an object, this is an object now. Whenever I want to create an object, I created via the new keyword. So I've created with the keyword new. So I'm calling this car from over here. Okay. So I'm calling this car over here. Echo hereby model means what is going to give the print model. But in this model, I written the name? No, I have not written the name. So what will be the output? The output will be BMW. What will be the output? BMW. Is it okay? Have you understood the object, PHP object? Do anyone have any doubt in the code? कोड में एक भी ऐसे लाइन है जो नहीं समझ में आया? Anyone? Anyone students? Okay. Yes, जय क्या नहीं समझ में आया? Okay, no doubt. Okay, anyone else? Anyone else? Okay. So let me ask you some simple questions. Okay. List me the types of data types quickly. List me the types of data types. First of all, okay, boolean, then string, null, integers, then object, then double, float, array, resources. Okay. So what is a string? What is a string? What is a string? Sequence of characters. Okay. What is the integer include? What does integer include? Numbers. Okay. What does the float include? Float include decimal numbers. Okay. What is the boolean value? What is the boolean value? True or false? Okay. Two values. That is conditional testing. That is they are using the conditional testing. What is an array? What is an array? What is an array? Multiple data. It can hold multiple data at a time. What is an object? What is an object? Object is an instance of the class. Okay. What is the null value? That is a replica. Yes, very good. What is the null value? about the today's lectures that we have studied in the today's lecture. That is, we have studied the types of the variables. Tell me the three types of variables. Static, then static, local, and global. Okay. So just go through this today's lectures. We will now continue in the next lectures. Thank you so much for the day. If you have any doubt, just let me know in the next lecture. Thank you.